Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to Pop of Color Live, a music industry late night show for colorful bands and artists. I'm your host, Clara Charron, and let's go straight to relevant news on the industry that independent artists such as yourself will find relevant. First up, YouTube is adding songwriter credits and label as well as publisher data to over 500 million songs. It's essentially beginning some kind of a global rights database. This is really interesting because it's paving the way to blockchain technology being in music via YouTube. I've been doing a lot of research on blockchain lately. Look out for an article about that in a couple weeks. Hi, Peter. So that is really interesting. And as well as to note, it's not going to be simply official music videos and official releases on the artist channel. All the songwriter or information as well as label and publisher or credits are also going to be added to fan uploaded videos. So whether it be live footage or homemade lyric videos, it's going to be on there. You might have noticed the sound from tonight comes from Her Royal Majesty Louise, who is right here chilling with me and digging under the sofa. The royal wedding was this weekend, and she's rather miffed that her invite got lost in the mail. We're assuming the carrier pigeon who delivered it got eaten along the way. But her birthday, is coming up next week. It's next Sunday the 27th. So if you want to write her a little birthday message, I have the email somewhere in the description of this video. Well, do that. It's sweet. I use her for Facebook likes and I'm not ashamed, but she is someone who means a lot to me, and she's writing a guest post in time for her birthday as well. It's going to be called Why Record Deals Are Like Kittens. If you want to know what all that is about, check out my blog as well. Hi, I'm here, and we're going to be doing a live birthday party next week. Next piece of news, especially for the Americans watching, the U.S. Senators Committee on the Music Modernization Act are liking it. The next step is the committee needs to do markups on the bill before it is officially sent to the Senate and gets passed. American viewers, please remember to call your senators and remind them to support the Music Modernization Act. This is going to make sure you guys get paid better. Or yay. Which I've got my newsletter linked in here. I just wrote I never know which side. Let me know if it's my left or my right, which way I'm pointing towards the description, because this trips me up every single time. But I put together an ebook that I would love to send to you. Just let me know where. It's the second link in the description after my blog. And part of this is I am doing this for a further episode. It's going to be June 4th. The episode is going to be a live look at musicians' bios. I'm working on splitting the screen, and so I will have bits and pieces of artist bios on the side over my head, and I will be showing what they're doing right, showing what can be improved for bio writing, because bio writing is a side business I do, and as well as something I find absolutely fascinating, and all artists need a bio. So I figured, why not show artists in action examples of things that are done really right, things that can be adapted, things that should be edited. If you are on my newsletter, which the link to the ebook leads to, I will be making a call for anyone on my newsletter if they want to submit their bios and are willing to let me dissect them or dislocate them, depending on how good they are. So please consider it. Next up in the news, the Billboard Billboard charts are doing their update for how much they value streams versus sales, and taking apart tiers of streams and how much their value is. So essentially, if you pay for streaming, your stream of the song is worth more than someone who listens to streaming for free, which is great because it incentivizes paid streaming for super fans and knows the value and the worth of and the bankability of an act. So here's how it breaks down. On the Hot 100, which is the singles chart, a subscription stream, so this would be Apple Music, or, hi Spencer! This would be Apple Music, paid, Spotify, Tidal, etc. Those are worth 1 point. If you are streaming music on an ad-supported freemium stream, so the Spotify free version, for example, that would be 2/3 of a point, so 0.66. And if you are listening to streaming via a pre-programmed service such as Pandora or satellite radio, that is worth a 0.5 point. Louise, gentle. Well, now onto the Billboard 200 album chart. Subscription streams are worth 2,000, one album sale is worth 1,250 streams. One album's streams of when you pay, so subscription streams, if you're streaming via freemium service, is 3,750. That equals one album sale. Well, to give it in perspective, so if you really love an artist, hey Leonard, if you are really supporting an artist who is just bubbling under, the best thing you can do is buy their album. Not only do they earn a lot more money than you will even if you stream it 3,750 times, but it also gives them a chance of charting higher than the people who are just on freemium, whose fans just listen to freemium streams. Sorry, I'm a little bit flustered tonight. I'm trying to keep it together, but I've had a rough week, but I'm putting it together. This is the thing I love about Facebook Live, by the way, is how authentic it can be. Like, this is what YouTube used to be, right? When YouTube first came out, and it was the alternative to television, and everyone was suddenly like, oh wow, someone can talk with their webcam, and it's so real. It's not made up, it's not glamorized, it's not a million takes to get something right and different shots. It's just so real. But because YouTube is so ad focused now and has those kind of celebrities, it's gone further into the direction of the glamorous, of the made up, of the let's do 100 takes to get the perfect one, versus is Facebook Live's the new Wild West for authentic live streaming in one take. Like, there's no redos here, which is something I really think is cool about it. But the downside is, if the show must go on and I'm doing this, even if I have a bad day, I do it. Okay. In between that, the tea I am drinking tonight. As you might have noticed, I haven't been using my David's tea mugs in a while. That is because we are renegotiating our sponsorship agreement due to the fact that I have a lot more views now. So this mug, for example, is on the international language of seagulls, mine, which is also from Finding Nemo. I love Pixar. It's my favorite movie studio. I actually saw Coco finally this past weekend, which has a great music story to it. I think you guys would all get a kick out of it if you saw it. The tea I'm drinking is rose tea, which is from Harrods in London. I went to England once in my life when I was 12. My dad was determined to get my mother some tea, so he walks up to Harrods, the tea counter. He's like, I would like to get some tea. And they're like, what kind of tea? And they show him an enormous wall, and he's like, oh dear. So he got a rose tea. It's romantic. It's sat in the cupboard for years, and now it's mine. It's delicious. Thank you. And last piece of news of the week is Canadian publisher Olay has announced that they're selling the CEO's stake to the Ontario Teachers Pension Plan. So the CEO is taking all the stakes and all the money he has in the company, in the publishing house, and he's essentially giving it to Ontario teachers for their pension. Now, I'm in Ontario. I'm based in Ontario, Canada. So I think this is rather awesome. They're based in Toronto. Olay's catalog includes 55,000 songs and over 60,000 hours of TV and film music. Their catalog is huge. They have lots of superstars of the pop and R&B and country world. I have the link to the video below. Someone please tell me if I should point left or right, because this trips me up every time, and seeing as I get a connection to you guys is in lifetime, I would love to not make this mistake ever again. Please let me know. So, on to our feature presentation. Thank you everyone for tuning in, by the way. But yeah, I love doing this. It's a late night talk show. I hope that it focuses on the music industry instead of ranting about politics. Isn't that great? So I'm doing something a little bit different this week. Instead of doing a big feature keynote presentation, I am taking 3 smaller subjects that I've wanted to talk about for a while and putting them back to back, because I think that they're all worth talking about. It's just a matter of not having quite enough to build on them for a full 20-minute presentation. So the first one is about the academic system. While we're on the subject of Ole donated to the Ontario Teachers Program, for those of you who don't know, I graduated high school. I went on to community college, and I taught a semester at community college as a TA just recently. That semester finished. It was amazing. But funny enough, I was never very good at school. The reason for that is I believe that our current education system really fails creative entrepreneurs. There are a lot of good things about it. I'm in Canada. I can't speak for every education system in the world. I've done the French school system when I was younger in elementary school from grades 1 to 8, and then the Canadian high school system here as well as the college system. But I'm mainly talking about high school. Well, for this piece, but it's just you can't teach creativity. It's hard to teach entrepreneurship. I mean, you can teach definitions, you can teach some basic mathematical concepts, but these are things you either have or you don't in you. I mean, yes, you can teach technical skills, but you can't teach someone to become an artist. And I found that in my high school experience, at least, it was doing a real this focus. They did offer art classes, and they did offer things like that, but it was very much based on criteria preset before and not taking into account individual students. And I look at it differently now, but I feel like there's a lot more that could be done and for entrepreneurs and for creative students in the academic system. And I know that I went through moments where I felt like a failure. I felt like an idiot because I wasn't cut out for this kind of like check off the box to get all the points when I really wanted to take a subject or a concept in my own direction. And I feel like a lot of students would go through that, and it's not fair to them to believe that they're lesser than the students who are naturally really good at the maths and sciences and the concrete black and white right and wrong answer subjects. I mean, the Albert Einstein quote, right? All animals are intelligent, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it's going to spend its entire life believing it's stupid. That is artists and creative entrepreneurs in the current school system. Next up, I want to talk about a career plan B. So, suppose you do decide you want to be an artist and creative entrepreneur, despite this academic system telling you, bad idea. You're probably going to hear this from very well-meaning adults, whether it be parents or guidance counselors or teachers, but you should probably have a career plan B, you know? And I just want to put my thoughts out loud in public on the record for my opinion on career plan Bs. So what they mean by career plan B is you get a full-time steady grown-up job, 9 to 5, steady, and you play music on the weekends and as a hobby, and then when it takes off, then you quit your day job and go do it full-time. Now I think there's a right way to go about day jobs, because definitely one needs a day job when they're first starting out. It's hard to just walk straight out of graduation and into a full-time music career for sure. But I think that this focus on a good career plan B can go wrong if you fall into the trap of it suddenly becoming more than that. So if you're going to take a full-time day job, Make it something that doesn't take much with the mind. It doesn't ask you to do overtime as much as possible. Something that lets you, when you get home, you can shut it off and you can go and practice guitar or write songs, work on your business. Don't accept a promotion offer, because once you accept a promotion and you are invested in this company, you know you're not going back. That's the matter of the fact. Career plan B is great. Great, for sure you should have it. For sure it's a good idea to not keep going way past the time where any smart person would give up. But also, when you graduate and you're right out of school, this is the best time to fully fling yourself into a career in the music industry. This is like, listen, if you're 20-something, this is the time of your life where you don't have a mortgage. You probably don't have a spouse and a family to support. This is when you can go take a big risk, like move to a city and live in a small apartment with roommates, or eat rice, lots and lots and lots of rice, or take the bus every day to work, or cut costs where you can, stay up late nights working on your craft, working on your business. This is the time you can do it. It's this and after when you're an empty nester. These are the two times in your life. And when you're young, this is the time where you have more energy to stay up late and go to bars and play. So that is my opinion on career plan B. It's good to have a source of steady income, but you have to make sure that it never outweighs or starts taking up more passion and energy than the real chances you're taking in the music industry. Last up, I'm going to be talking about is internships. So if you are on the creative side, so a performing artist, a graphic artist, get this too, chances are you've had to deal with the horror of exposure work. If you are on the business side, chances are you've been asked to do an internship. Those are basically the same things. Now, unpaid internships, they're a very gray area. In my country of Canada, for example, the new law is you can't have I don't know I'm blanking if they passed it or not, but they're very tight about unpaid internships once you're done school. But for everyone, just watch out. Okay, so here's how it works. You need to look at who is benefiting more from this internship. You're supposed to be learning the skills. Networking opportunities is not the main benefit of taking on an internship. You should be learning, you should be being mentored. You're not their free labor with a bonus of being able to chat at the water cooler. So here's a good way to put it. Do an internship for your own benefit and get paid for someone else's benefit. So if you're going to be looking at interning for a company, if they're going to be getting a lot more out of you doing work for free than you're going to be getting out of skills, mentorships, and further opportunities, then you should probably get paid. That is my hot take on internships being the same thing as exposure. I have done an internship. I did an internship last fall, right out of school. It was basically free labor, and then I got ghosted. I am still not over that. Sometimes I sing angry Taylor Swift songs to calm myself, or when I think about it. So that is the little presentation for tonight. It's something I just wanted to try something different. Next week we are going to be doing a special birthday party for Louise. He's my cat. It's going to be I'm going to be doing a live presentation of the article she writes next week called Record Deals Are Like Kittens. The week after is going to be the live bio critiques. So if you sign up for my newsletter on June 1st, when I send out the email, I'm going to be asking for anyone who's willing to submit their artist bio to be live, if critiqued either as a good example, either as a shining example, as a ways you can improve. Obviously, I won't roast you. I won't completely tear you apart on air. That's not a bully. But if you want to do that, get on the newsletter. It's the link by free ebook. So yeah, you also get a free ebook. And the week after, I have a very, very special guest on June 11th, which is why I'm learning to split the screen in time for the bio. So if that goes wrong, at least there isn't someone from a different country on the other side. What's up? I have a new article coming out tomorrow that I'm super excited for you guys to see. And last but not least, I do artist services. Friendly reminder. Yes, I'm doing the live bio critiques, but I also do bios for money. I also write EPKs. I do branding. I also do workshops. So if any of you are interested in town of doing a workshop, that would be great. I'm thinking about organizing one at a local music school. So if any of you would be interested in coming, that would be awesome. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Pop of Color Live, a music industry late night talk show for colorful bands and artists. I'm Clara Charron, and I will see you next week. Be colorful and be awesome.